I would now like to give the floor to our consul, Nicolò Costantini.
Thank you very much, Elio, for the introduction and for acting as MC tonight. Buonasera, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Buonasera.
First of all, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Waju people of the Noongar Nation, and pay my respect to the elders past, present, and emerging. I also greet all the distinguished guests who are honoring us tonight with their presence, in particular the Honorable Tony Booty, MLA, Minister for Multicultural Interests and many other things, also representing the Premier of Western Australia tonight, the Honorable Rita Saffioti, MLA, Minister for Transport, Planning and Ports, the Honorable Michelle Roberts, Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, the Honorable Brian Walker, representing the President of the Legislative Council, the Honorable Michael Sutherland, former Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Mr. Vittorio Petriconi, Presidente del Comites WA, Mr. Raffaele Iannizzotto, President of the Italian Chamber of Commerce, Professor Enzo Sirna, President of the Italo-Australian Welfare and Cultural Centre, all the Presidents of the Italian associations and clubs, and my fellow colleagues of the Consular Corps. While entering this beautiful building, for which we thank the Lord Mayor of Perth, you have experienced something special, an audiovisual installation celebrating the 700th anniversary of Dante Alighieri's passing. As you know, Dante is the creator of modern Italian language thanks to his masterpiece, the Divine Comedy, and for this very reason we decided to associate his genius to our National Day celebration. The exhibition recreates some scenes from the Inferno, and I am pleased to inform that we want you to have an even more realistic experience. That is why we will now lock all the doors of the building, and we will come to you and offer you different types of tortures, like in the actual Inferno. Actually, we are not so evil, so we will torture you with something tasty but not painful. Jokes aside, I want to thank the curators of the installation, in particular Professor Franco Laera, President and Artistic Director of the group named Change Performing Arts. Thanks to their effort, Perth is the first city in the world where this installation is set up. Unfortunately, due to the travel restrictions, we all know they cannot join us tonight in presence, but we thank them, all of them, remotely. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate a very special anniversary. The Italian Republic turns 75. And this year we also celebrate the 160th anniversary of Italy's unification. Hence, you can easily understand why 2021 is so important for us. It is a special opportunity to reflect on the many achievements in our history. A good starting point are the words of His Majesty King Victor Emmanuel II carved on the propylea of the altar of the fatherland in Rome. They say, Patriae unitati, civium libertati. Who knows Latin? Raise your hands. It means to the unity of the homeland and to the liberty of the citizens. This has been the beacon of our newborn state till the dictatorship. Then, in 1946, the Republic was chosen by the Italian people upon the ruins of the Second World War. Through that choice, they decided a new beginning for our state with a new vision for our common future. Thanks to that choice, to the wisdom of our founding fathers, and to the unending commitment of every single Italian citizen, we managed to follow a successful path marked by social and economic development that led us to become the 8th world economy a global leader in many fields, such as creativity, manufacture, research, innovation, circular economy, and culture, as well as being a champion of multilateralism and dialogue. We have been founding members of the European Union, of NATO, of the G7, and we are the first Western provider of troops deployed in missions of the United Nations. Above all, the deep meaning of our Republican history lies within the basic principles enshrined in our Constitution and that are promoted by Italy worldwide: peace, democracy, equality, respect for human rights, cooperation, and dialogue. It is also important to stress that in 2021, Italy is also chairing the G20 and is co-chairing the 26th United Nations Conference on Climate Change together with the United Kingdom. Both of them are significant opportunities for Italy to put forward some priorities of our agenda: solidarity, sustainability, environmental protection, and fight against climate change. Looking at the short list of facts I just did, you can easily understand why we are so meaningfully celebrating 75 years of Republic. It has been a path certainly marked by positive events, but we have also faced a lot of challenges and problems. The most recent one is the COVID-19 pandemic. As you all know, last year we couldn't celebrate our National Day in presence because of the restrictions against COVID-19. In lieu of a physical celebration, our ministry proposed a meaningful initiative consisting of an e-book depicting empty squares in Italian cities. It was a way to remember the suffering due to the pandemic and its impact on the life of our citizens. In our classical culture, as you know, the square has always been a place of social and cultural encounter, the core of the activities in every city. But the pandemic emptied them. Italy has been the first Western country to be severely hit by the pandemic. We had 4 million cases and 125,000 dead. For this reason, our institutions decided to celebrate also this year's National Day in a very somber way and in reduced scale as a sign of respect for those who lost their lives and for the sorrow of their loved ones. We pay our respect to them, and we have suffered a lot from seeing our fellow citizens in pain. Tonight's reception is one of the very few physical events for our National Day taking place worldwide. We feel very fortunate and grateful for that. Moreover, I want to stress that the warmth of the West Australian institutions and the West Australian society make us feel not too far away from home in such a difficult and challenging time, and we thank you for that. The new Italian government, led by Mario Draghi, has dramatically accelerated the vaccination campaign, thanks to which 34 million people got the first injection and 10 million both. My government is very much committed to implementing some crucial structural reforms and to relaunching our economy, also thanks to the comprehensive package allocated by the European Union. 2 weeks ago, as chair of G20, Italy hosted a special Global Health Summit in cooperation with the European Union. At the end of the summit, our leaders approved the Rome Declaration, consisting of 16 principles guiding the global action to fight COVID-19 and deliver vaccines in an equitable, affordable, and timely manner. Only if we act together, the light at the end of the tunnel will be closer. The rebirth after the pandemic can be also enriched by the extraordinary contribution provided by all the Italians abroad. 120,000 are the Italians and Italian descendants living in WA, as well as by the fruitful relations we have with Western Australia, ranging from university and research to energy, from infrastructure to space observation, and to many, many other fields. The Italian language, studied by 52,000 people in WA, is a special vehicle of knowledge that can narrow the geographical distance between our two continents through its applications in culture, business, and technology. I'm also glad to announce that in a couple of weeks, Her Excellency Francesca Tardioli, Ambassador of Italy to the Commonwealth of Australia, will pay her first official visit to Western Australia in order to stress the importance we attach to our bilateral relations with the state. Together, we have already achieved a lot. There are many opportunities also in the future awaiting us. Our operational philosophy doesn't change. It is inspired by sharing, listening, and understanding. Only together we can grow even more to the benefit of our peoples. COVID-19 is a tremendous turning point in our life. Exactly as we arose after the war and founded the new republic, we have to rise again too after the pandemic and restart our journey with renewed momentum and with a more solidary approach to the problems of mankind. To conclude, I would like to borrow some words from the speech delivered yesterday evening by the President of the Italian Republic, His Excellency Sergio Mattarella, during a reception with the diplomatic corps in Rome. Talking about the pandemic, he said, "Before us we have the opportunities offered by a new season of civil and economic recovery and rebirth. A new beginning for an international community that wants to successfully meet the challenges of sustainable patterns of life and of the fight against inequality." End of quote. With this spirit, we are celebrating the Italian National Day. And with this spirit, I invite you all to raise your glasses and to make a toast to the Commonwealth of Australia. To Australia, buona festa della Repubblica.